Hi guys, here's my second video for beginner flute players where I'll talk a bit about how sound is made with the flute and hopefully help get players started with creating it. There's a wee bit of preamble before playing, so if you want to skip straight to that, here's the time. Now, music is sound and sound is vibrations, sound waves. So in order to create sound on wind and brass instruments, we use our mouth or your embouchure to direct our breath into the instrument, creating those waves. The body of the instrument then shapes the sound. The size, shape and material of the instrument all alter the noise, giving instruments playing the same notes distinct sonorities. Even though every instrument is unique, flutes are especially so among wind instruments in that they don't have a reed like clarinets or saxophones. What this means is there's less resistance, or better yet no resistance, to your output, and a lot of your breath goes over the top of the instrument, so they require a lot of air. They're also small in comparison, and mine is made of metal, so they sound very quiet and can create really pure high tones. So, if you remember the parts of the flute from the last video, we're just going to be looking at the head joint right now. It's the only part we need to create the initial noise, and this is how it works. This part here is the lip plate, and just to clarify, when you hold this, you're looking at the side with the thicker metal overhang. The rest of the flute should go out to the right. Here is the hole that you'll be blowing across, not into. The mechanism which makes the sound works the same way as blowing across the top of a bottle. The air hits the edge opposite your mouth and splits, moving air into the instrument's body and causing it to vibrate within that smaller space. If you want to learn a bit more about the science and the physics of the sound, I've linked a couple of great videos in the description, which covers more about the airstream, how the hole works, and how the body is used to change the pitch. So, if you're ready to have a go, imagine that you're making an oval shape with your mouth. If you want, you can start off with a circle and then flatten it. You use the same muscles to do this as if you were smiling or grimacing. Next, we're going to place the head joint on our bottom lip, and it might help to do this in front of a mirror. For me, that means placing the flat section in the groove between my mouth and my chin, and I can feel the edge of the hole just about resting on the bottom edge of my lower lip. I also find a rolling out motion helps me to align the hole with where it needs to be. While still holding that oval shape with the lips, try blowing across. Like said before, the air should hit the edge on the opposite side of the hole and split. Don't worry if you don't get it straight away. It can take a while to figure out what exactly is the right position for you. There's a wide variety of mouth shapes and sizes in the world, so it's very much up to you as an individual to see what works best for you. You may have to move the head joint higher or lower on your lip, or maybe turn it in or out just by rolling. If your airstream is inconsistent, you might have to move your tongue away from the front of your mouth, maybe to the center or the bottom, or if it's coming out whistly, try and cover your teeth more with your lips. The air shouldn't move past them like a shushing sound, only between the lips. Once you get the sound, it's important to remember the physical sensation of where the head joint is in relation to your airstream. Your embouchure will have to change depending on many things, like the octave you're playing in or the tone you want to produce, but first you need to be able to create a strong, good quality sound every time you put your instrument up to your mouth. Then you'll be able to start thinking about all the small, precise lip movements that lead to big changes in sound, because it's a thin edge and usually you can't even see them happening on the performer. But for the time being, it's all about consistency and getting comfortable in that playing position. That's the end of the video and all I can really say on it. Hopefully that provides a wee bit of help getting an initial sound out. It's a process that takes a lot of time and patience and practice, but it's well worth it. If you want to move on from it, then the next part I'll be releasing will be adding the rest of the body and how your hands should be positioned. Until then, thanks for watching and goodbye.